In this video, I would like to chat a little bit about the smaller pro gear models by Sailor, professional gear models by Sailor. That is the Slim, or also known as Sapporo, like these three here, and the Mini, like this one here. So I think because the minis are shorter, it is easy to think of them as smaller. The minis are shorter, as you can see here, and the slims are slimmer. So the Sapporo, these three, are slimmer, and the minis are shorter, at least from my experience. So in terms of grip, it matters more, in my opinion, the girth of the pen rather than the length of the pen. Unless you capped your pens, which I don't. So for example here, like so, it's really quite comfortable because it sits right there. I don't need to cap it. But for me, the grip is too small, and I write like this. And so it's not necessarily crunching my fingers, but it is crunching my whole hand because I have a bigger palm, although shorter fingers. Or should I say, in relation to my fingers, my palm is pretty big. And so the crunching, I think with the Slim, I find it really, really hard. As hard as I found pens that are too large, and the Momento Zero Grande is probably about as thick as I could hold a pen, because any bigger than this, it becomes really uncomfortable and it becomes quite stressful around the fingers there. I have one which grip is way too thick, so I tend to grab my pens further down like this. So this step down is really helpful, because if it's this big here, that's too uncomfortable for me. It's just too wide for the three fingers to come together during writing. So going back to the Sailors, however, I actually found the minis to be so much more comfortable, because as soon as you convert them into a regular size, and the threading here make all the difference, because it means that I can cap the pen without having to force the cap into the body, creating this tension and friction around the body as well as around the edges of the cap, creating in the long run this micro fracture, the stress fracture around there. And so once you put them together, it's effectively a full size pro gear. And I love that, because it is the grip and everything. Again, wide palm, short fingers for me, and also the way I write, the way I hold the pen, which is this way here, around these three fingers here, and further down, usually quite close to the nib. So it depends on if you have wider palm, or maybe if you have narrower palm with longer fingers, maybe the Slims might be more comfortable. I am not sure. I can't say. But I know that I can't write long sessions with the Slim, because it feels too stressful around my palm, around the hand. It's almost as if it makes the fingers felt really forced, having to all crunch together. And they do have some of the prettiest designs and aesthetic. And of course, the other thing that is the bane of my fountain pen life, first world problem really, is that a lot of these ones are only available in medium fine, which is way too fine for me. So this is the only Slims I have, I think. This is the Dandelion, this is the Camellia in Snow, which I will talk about in a different video separately. And this is the Sound of Spring Rain, which is part of the Four Seasons series, the Sikiori series. This is also part of the Four Seasons Sikiori series, but of a different batch. So they have series and sub-series. This one is Camellia in Snow, and this is the Four Seasons Rain series, and this is Spring Rain. So this is Four Seasons a few years ago. Camellia in Snow and Spring Rain. And I am curious about why the band is different here. Like, I much prefer that band. And just for that reason alone, I think I might sell this. It bugs me. This metal band here really bugs me. This is Dandelion, a Bungo Box special collaboration with Sailor. So I'll put this aside, and there is a review of this pen here, which I will link in the eye in the sky and at the end of this video. So I'll see you then.